Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Gananaham Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamastravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anasrinvan Vidsedasadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitrayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukashekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketurganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Yasya Dvirada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvopaplava Rahitaha Prajnana Ganaha Pratyagarto Brahmaivaham Asmi Om Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Saktim Cha Tatputra Parasaram Cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Mathasya Sishyam Sri Sankaracharya Mathasya Padmapadam Cha Hastamalakam Cha Sishyam Tam Totakam Vartikakara Manyanas Madgurun Santata Manatosmi Sruti Smruti Purana Namalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Iswaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. With Bhagavan's grace and Adi Sankara Bhagavad Padal's Ashirvadangal and Anugraham and blessings, let us continue where we left off. We finished slokam number 22. Ratya Charpata Virachita Kantaha Punya Punya Vivarjita Pantaha Yogi Yoga Niyojita Chittaha Ramate Balon Matvavat Eva Bala Unmattavat Eva. And that slokam was taught to us by Yogananda. Next slokam, number 23, is taught to us by Surendra. Kastvam koham kuta ayataha kame janani kame tataha iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram visvam tyaktva swapna vicharam. Kastvam koham kuta ayataha kastvam koham kuta ayataha kame janani kame tataha iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram visvam tyaktva swapna vicharam. Kaha tvam kaha aham kuta ayataha ka me janani ka me tataha iti paribhavaya sarvam asaram Visvam Tyaktva Swapna Vicharam. Kaha Tvam. Kaha. Who Tvam you. Who are you? Kaha Tvam. Who are you? Kaha Aham. Who am I? Kuta. From where from? Ayataha. Did I come? Where have I come from? Ka, who is my Janani, mother. Who's my mother? Ka me Tataha, who's my father? Iti, thus, Paribhavaya, inquire, Paribhavaya, inquire, and understand, know. Inquiring after that, Sarvam, all. Asaram, Saram means essence. Asaram means without essence, essenceless. This, what is this without essence? Is that Visvam, all this that is included in that. Not only physical universe that we call as universe, not only the physical objects and the planets and stars and space in between and atoms and all that, but also the various thoughts that we have. Our thought, there is a mental universe, feelings, emotions, desires, so many things. Everything is included in Visvam. Okay? And so that entire world of experiences that we have, that Visvam is asaram, is essenceless. Tyaktva, give it up, leave that aside, don't hold on to it. Then, what should you do? Swapna vicharam. Then, the vicharam means inquiry again. Okay? And swapnam means dream. So, inquire about the dream world that we are living in. The Viswam is nothing but a dream. Inquire about that. That is the injunction. So, kaha tvam, kaha aham, kuta ayataha, kame janani, kame tataha, iti paribhavaya, sarvam. When you start inquiring this way, now we think mother is there are 4 types of mothers given, right? One is our physical mother that we all know. The other is the Gomata. The cow is a mother because it gives us milk and nourishment and the sattvic nature of the cow. And then we have the Bhumata, which is the Mother Earth that is protecting us, nourishing us, and making our life possible, right? And then we have the Vedamata, which tells us how to conduct ourselves. But when you really look at all this, so what is the relationship between me and all these various mothers? What is the relationship? Okay, who are all these people connected to me? In what way am I connected to them? Right? And in what way am I connected with my father? Right? Who am I? Kaha aham. Who am I? And think about it. This is a very important thing. So what is it? Am I this body? Am I this mind? Am I this bundle of desires? Am I this bundle of ambitions? Am I this ego? Am I this pride? Am I this anger? Or am I this conscience? Am I this witness that is always with me, regardless of whether I grow up from a child to an old age, right? Something that is constant all the time. Or am I this happiness? Am I this bliss? Am I peace? We have to think along. Kaha aham, inquire, paribhavaya. Kuta ayataha, where did I come from? What happened to me? What was I before I took this physical form? Before I got into my mother's womb and born as a child, where was I? And what is going to happen to me when this body disappears? Right? Kaha kuta ayataha. So kame janani, kame tataha. Inquire these. When you inquire all this, then you will find that this whole Viswam, this envelope of continuously ever-changing experiences on the physical and mental plane that we all have, and mental, emotional, whatever plane that we call, each one is a universe, each one is a Viswam by itself, but the experiences are constantly and continuously changing. So doesn't seem to be any saram in it. There doesn't seem to be any essence in it. Because what gives me happiness this minute, next minute it gives me sadness. And nothing seems to be permanent. So there is no essence in it. And so, inquiring this way, tyaktva, leaving it aside. Don't hold on to these temporary things. These are dazzling tinsel, as Rajaji calls it. Then swapna vicharam, inquire about this dreamland that I'm living in. What is this dreamland? See, once Janaka Maharaja was sleeping, was having an afternoon nap, and then he had a dream. In the dream, he was being chased by a tiger, and so he ran, and the tiger chased him, and then he immediately climbed up a tree, and the tiger was below him, and then as he climbed up the tree, he saw on above him there was another animal, and so he didn't know what to do. And then on top of that, from one of the branches was coming a huge snake. So he was terrified, and then he shouted out loud, and then he woke up. He was perspiring all over. And his wife, who was sitting next to him, was, "What happened? What happened?" And he said, "This is a dream I had." And they said, no, that was only a dream. Don't worry about it. And then she fanned him and all that. But Janaka Maharaja did not stop there. He started thinking, which one was the real dream? Was it the dream that I just had and woke up? Or is this the fact that I'm thinking I'm lying down on this bed and with my hands shaking and perspiring and all that? Is this a dream? Which is a real dream? So he sent for his guru, Yajnavalkya. He came and he asked him, "Swami, what is this? Which one is a swapnam here? Which one is a dream?" And then his teacher told him, both are actually dreams, right? We call it as a wakeful state. This is actually a dream because you are sleeping. You don't realize your true self. You think you are this king, you are in this body and you're moving about and experiencing all this. This is nothing but a dream. The same way you woke up from the dream on your sleep associated with your body and mind, not mind, this body. So when you wake up from the sleep of this ajnanam that you have, that you think you're separate from the truth that you really are, you're separate from the conscience you really are, then when you wake up, then you will find that this itself has also been a dream, nothing but a dream. That swapnam is vicharam. So we have to inquire about what is all this kaleidoscopic, tremendously attractive, mesmerizing thing that's going on that we call our life is. What is it? So Gyatva Swapna Vicharam, and go for what is the real truth is. And there's another example, some of you would have heard about this, is at the dusk time, after the sun is setting, the sun is set already and it is not fully dark yet. And so then it is not things are not very clear, the light is not enough. At the same time, you can see something there, but you don't know what it is, that kind of a thing. And that time you're walking on the street and there is a rope. And that rope, immediately you look at the rope and immediately, oh my God, it's a snake, you think, right? And so you bring a light and lantern and then you put it and then you meet, oh my God, it's only a rope. So now we've been taught that the dream is really that it's only, you thought it was a snake, but it's actually a rope. The actual truth is, it is neither a rope nor a snake. It is Parabrahmam. It is Brahman. It's the mind that creates. The mind that created the snake and the same entity as now creating that it is a rope. It's all mind's creation. Actually, it is nothing but Parabrahmam. This is what Swami says. So, from this you get an idea of what the swapnam that Acharya is talking about, Surendra is talking about. So, think about this, reflect on this, paribhavaya, inquire, and then sarvatra, then this visvam tyaktva swapnam vicharam, right? Kastvam koham kuta ayataha kame janani kome tataha iti paribhavaya sarvam asaram visvam tyaktva swapna vicharam. Slokam number 24. So 23 was given to us by Surendra. Next one is Medhatiti. Medha Atiti. If you can combine it, Medhatiti. Okay. Very, very interesting. This slogam is something that appealed to me so much, so practical. Tvai mayi chanyat traiko vishnuhu vyartyam kupyasi mayi asahishnuhu. Bhava samachittaha sarvatra tvam vanchasi achirati yadi vishnutvam. Tvayi mayi chanyat traiko vishnuhu vyartam kupyasi mayas sahishnuhu. Bhava samachittaha sarvatra tvam vanchasya chiradhyati vishnutvam. Padangal are Tvayi mayi cha anyatra eko vishnuhu vyartam kupyasi mayi asahishnuhu. Bhava samachittaha sarvatra tvam vanchasi achirati yadhi vishnuhu tvam. Vishnutvam. Tvayi mayi cha anyatra eko vishnuhu. Tvayi you, mayi me, or you can say Tvayi in you, mayi in me, putting it in English. Cha and anyatra in all the other things, other beings, other items, other elements, whatever you call it, all the others. Eko Vishnuhu. There is only one Vishnu who is an indweller, who has entered and is present there. There is only one Vishnu. Okay? The Vishnu is all-pervading reality, the truth that is present everywhere, okay, in everything. Tvayi in you, mayi in me, cha and anyatra in all others is eko Vishnu. The all-pervading reality is what present. Vyartam, unnecessarily, kupyasi, you're getting angry. Mayi, with me. Kupyasi mayi, you're getting angry with me. Asahishnuhu, being impatient. It means what? You are unnecessarily being impatient and getting angry with me, even though it's only the same reality that is present in you, in me, and in everything else. That is the way we can put it in English. Now, think about this. When somebody becomes angry at you, you can quote the slokam to them. And whether it's not in Sanskrit, at least in whatever language you speak, because this is the truth. And when you do that, you also begin to feel that you don't develop dislike towards somebody else. Why? Beautiful example that is given is this way. Suppose, say, if my leg is paining, okay, do I become angry at it? What do? I live with it. In what way what attitude do I live with it? Do I discard it? Right? I don't. I carry it. I don't keep it as separate from me. Even though it is causing me pain, even though my hand, my finger, whatever it is that's causing me pain, I know it is part of me. I don't think I'm separate from it. Right? I don't develop dislike. I don't develop anger. Right? But I keep it with me. Same way, we all part of the same cosmic body. Each one of us and each item that we see, everyone, including the thoughts and feelings, they are all different parts of the same cosmic body. We must remember that. This is a very powerful reminder for that. So when you approach it that way, how will you become angry at someone? Impossible. Impossible to become angry. And another way to look at it is look at it this way. The avataram comes, and let us say you are given the charge to drive the car, and avataram is sitting in the back seat. Or you are riding the chariot, you are given a charge to ride the horses, and avataram Rama is sitting in the chariot behind the seat behind you. How will you conduct yourself? Will you go drive in a rash manner? Will you give any foul words to people on the streets, or will you hit the horses? No. You'll be extra careful, right? Every step of the way, because you know avataram is behind you, you're carrying avataram, right? And in the seat behind you. And you'll be very well dressed, you will speak very sweetly, you'll be extremely alert in the job that you're doing, you will not hurt anyone, because you know avataram is watching. The same avataram is sitting on the seat of your heart. So look at it that way. The moment you want to say a foul word, get angry at someone, think, will I do that? The avataram is there watching me. What will I do? And immediately you become alert, you conduct yourself well. All these things automatically take place. And because this is the truth, the same Bhagavan who is seated in my lotus heart is seated exactly in your lotus heart too. I can picture him in your heart. When you do that, how can you become angry at somebody else? How can you to treat somebody as different? So that's the very first teaching. Tvayi mayi chanyat traiko vishnuhu vyartam kupyasi mayi asahishnuhu. So then how should I conduct myself? Okay, everywhere it is Vishnu only. Bhava samachittaha sarvatra tvam. Okay, very bhava samachittaha. It's easily said. People use the word equanimity and balanced mindset, and that is the experience. Experience is equanimity. Experience is balanced mindset. That's what bhava samachittam means. But Swami, that's where the problem is. How do I experience that? How do I do that? Okay, I understand that you are there in everyone, but still I become angry. Still I become dissatisfied. Still I become deficient, or whatever you want to call it. So bhava samachittaha. How do you do that? Only by doing Bhaja Govindam. That is why Bhaja Govindam is very important. More we do Bhaja Govindam, more we say Govinda, 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 Rama, 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 whatever it is, automatically we are pulled towards this experience, awareness of equanimity, of balanced, less agitations. So that is the only mantra, that's the only pathway available. There's no other pathway. There's worshipping, puja, charity, dhanam and scholarship and bhajans. None of this will work. Only mind has to think of Bhagavan more and more, more and more, more and more, and longer. So bhava samachittaha sarvatra tvam vanchasi. Sarvatra. See, when the moment you think of Bhagavan and start thinking of him more and more and think of him longer and longer, and how do you think of Bhagavan? How do you do Bhaja Govind? That's why prescriptions are there. Take one form. First Namam and Rupam. Rupam and Namam consonant with each other. So take one form that you like, because it is not a musical chair. It is a single seat sofa in your heart. So you establish the form of God that you love the most and love it even more. It could be Muruga, it could be Pralayar, it could be Shiva, it could be Govinda, it could be Narayana. It doesn't matter. The point is, put the form there and with the corresponding name. I cannot put Shiva in my heart and call him Narayana. It will not work because the mind will resist. Even though they are the same, mind will resist. Mind will not accept the name and the form that are not consonant. So corresponding name and the form seated in your heart, think of him, think of him, think of him, and think of him with love, and start loving him. Start loving him. You can get angry with him, you can get dissatisfied with him, you can complain, you can praise, whatever you want to do, but love him. Love that form. And then when we do that, sarvatra, everywhere, wherever we go, okay, bhava samachittaha sarvatra. It doesn't matter where I am. I'm in midst of a party, or I'm all alone here, or I'm watching TV. It doesn't matter. Point is, your mind will automatically habituated to immediately think of that form that's closest to you. It may not do it all the time, but it will do it more and more and longer and longer. That is what's very important. Bhaja Govindam is the only way. Namasmaranam is the only way. So, sarvatra, everywhere, all places, in all circumstances, could be in office, could be in a difficult situation, or you may have just won a prize, an award, doesn't matter, whatever it is. Tvam you, vanchasi yadi. Vanchasi yadi. Very important. So, bhava samachittaha sarvatra, then tvam vanchasi yadi, if you want. You, if you want. That means Vanchasi Yadi means if you want. Okay. What do you want? To be with Samachittam, to be with Bhagavan and see really Vishnu everywhere. If that is what you really want, you got to start with Bhava Samachittam, start thinking of him. Then Achirate, very soon, if you do that, Achirate Vishnustvam, you will see Vishnu everywhere. You will see that unchanging reality everywhere. That means you will be immersed in love, selfless love, because that is what is present everywhere, whatever form you give it. And that is what happens. For that, Bhava Samachittam Sarvatra, to do that, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mutamate. So, this is what if you want to call it in a crude word, the reward, the result of doing Bhaja Govindam. Because you will see Achirati Vishnustvam. You will become immersed, become Vishnu himself, because that is what you really are. That is what you are. Nothing but selfless love. That is what each and every one of us is. Nothing but selfless love. Okay? We are not limited. Trayimayi chanyat traiko Vishnuhu vyartam kupyasi mayas sagishnuhu bhava samachittaha sarvatra tvam vanchasi achirat yadi vishnutvam. That is slokam number 24, given to us by Medhatithi. Next one is this also continues, same Medhatithi gives us one more slokam, one more teaching also, that is slokam number 25. Satrau mitre putre bandhau Makuru yatnam vigraha sandhau sarvasminnapi pasyatmanam sarvatra utsruja bheda jnanam. Satrau mitre putre bandhau makuru yatnam vigraha sandhau sarvasminnapi pasyatmanam sarvatro bheda jnanam. Padangal are Satrau, Mitraha, Mitre, Putre, Bandhau, Ma Kuru Yatnam, Vigraha Sandhau. Sarvasmin Api. Pasyat or Pasya Atmanam. Sarvatra Utsruja Bheda Ajnanam. So, Satrau, Mitre, Putre, Bandhau, Ma, Kuru, Yatnam, Vigraha, Sandhau, Sarvasmin, Api, Pasya, Atmanam, Sarvatra, Utsruja, Bheda, Ajnanam. Satrau. So, before going to Padangal, when we how do we move with our friends? We're very friendly and we relate to them in a very friendly manner and strengthen the friendship. How do we behave with our enemies? We fight, whether if not physically, mentally, right? So keep that in mind when you understand this teaching. Satrau, against an enemy. Mitre, against a friend. Putre, against a son. Bandhau, against relatives. Ma, never. Kuru, do. What you should not do, what don't do. Yatnam, striving, trying to be, taking efforts to be. Vigraha Sandhau, for fight or for making friends. Vigraha Sandhau, that means, this is very important. So, Satrau or Mitre or Putre or Bandhau don't make efforts to be friendly or to fight. Please, a very important mental attitude that he is teaching us. Why? Sarvasmin api, in everything, in everybody, pasya, see, atmanam, the self. The same Bhagavan whom is seated in your heart, whom you have placed in your heart, let us say Krishna sitting there, or Venkatajalapati sitting there, or Ambal sitting there, or Pralayar sitting there, doesn't matter. The same atmanam is there in them. Pasya Atmanam Sarvatra, everywhere. Whether it is Satrau, whether it is Mitra, whether it is Putra or Bandhu, you will see the same Bhagavan present in them also. So, Utsruja, take away, lift away, remove. Utsruja, what should be removed? Bheda Ajnanam. The Ajnanam is ignorance. Bhedam is difference. So here, the sense of difference that we perceive among us, remove it. Utsruja, remove it, take it away, give it up. And in order to do that, you got to do Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. You do that, Bhaja Govindam, automatically this will be lifted. Okay, differences will vaporize, will vanish. You will see the same Bhagavan, same reality present everywhere. Everywhere, whether it is your friend or your enemy. Then you will not undertake any efforts to be friendly or to be enemitic, because you will see the same person. You are neither a friend nor enemy to yourself, right? You just accept it. That's the way, like the way sun shines, sunlight is, you accept it and move on. And that's the way it becomes very natural. Like the way you breathe. You are neither attached to it nor detached to it. You are neither friendly to it or enemitic to your breathing. It will be like that. Okay, very natural it will be. No difference. Satrau mitre putre bandhau makuru yatnam vigraha sandhau sarvasmin api pasyat manam sarvatrotsruja bhedajnanam. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.